Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Alyssa and today we are back with our third and final part of the little mini 3-part series that we were doing here using Halloween makeup from Walmart. That is a mighty long name that has there, but either way, we are here with the final video in this series and I am super excited. I have saved what I think is going to be the most difficult for last, and that is using these makeup kits. So I have two here, one that would turn you into a witch and one that would turn you into like a devil looking thing. Both of these were $4.98 and I am super pumped. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so jumping into this, I think between the two that I have, I'm going to go with like the devil one today because I had these fun black contacts that I wanted to wear, so this feels like the vibe. This kit does come with quite a few things. So it obviously comes with horns and some fake teeth. It comes with like a little grease makeup palette, a stippling sponge, like a regular makeup sponge, a weird little applicator with like a brush, and then the adhesive. And so it does come with directions on the back and kind of tells you exactly how to use the items in here. I am definitely going to do my very best to utilize only the products in here. Before applying makeup, plan your design. We're not going to do that. Use photos as a guide. Well, we have this guy. Wash and dry face. Good. Protect your costume, clothing, and workspace. Kind of. I am going to throw a little bit of primer on my skin to even everything out for me, so I'm just going in with some Cover FX blurring primer. This is just gonna kind of fill in my pores. And then I may actually put on a little bit of my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. That will help some of it stick to my face. I don't know if that's completely necessary for you, but I'm just gonna try and give everything a fighting chance here, so look at this. Been trying to use up my little sample of it versus my big one. I've had this for a while, so let's just do a little bit. A couple of squirts of that. Warm this up in my hands and then just kind of rub. And with the Hydro Grip Primer, you want to rub a layer down and then start patting it until it gets sticky. So literally the directions say, plan and test positioning of piece for the horns. It says apply a thin line of face adhesive to inside edges, press gently into position, allow to set 5 to 10 minutes before continuing. So it kind of has it like done where almost like this would kind of be the first thing you do, which makes sense. You don't want to try and stick this over top of the makeup, as that's really not going to help it stick since it is a grease base. And then you just start applying your makeup with your fingers or sponge. So legitimately, we're going to start by trying to get these horns into position. Now, as we have already seen, me and my little tiny forehead, girl, where's my other horn? There were two, okay. Me and my tiny forehead are just really, it's going to be something here. Like, is this going to look absolutely ridiculous? Probably. I wish I had, why don't I have more forehead space? What I would give right now to have a larger forehead. So I wonder if I want them like slightly more over my brows. I'm gonna end up putting this shit in my hair and it's gonna make me sad. I feel like this kind of like directly over my brows versus kind of like in the center, because I feel like that's gonna be difficult for me to work around to get in between. So I'm gonna try them over my brows. I'm gonna end up putting this dang glue in my hair. It's gonna be what it will be. So do not apply to facial or body hair or around the area of the eyes, nostrils, or mouth. May stain some fabrics. Oh well. It just feels like it's hard to like push it down to hold it because there's nothing in the horn, so I feel like I'm not getting a good little suction cup all the way around. Think. So like, it feels like it was starting to try and stick, but some of this is like hard for me to hold it. So I'm gonna try and do just a little bit of glue in the area that I can see that it was gonna be. So kind of place the glue on my face instead and see if I were to do this. RIP these hairs. I mean, so at this point, I'm feeling better about everything that we've got going on. She's sticking and holding on her own. Now how long the staying power or something like this is, I'm not sure. And I honestly feel like once I got it down, the horn looks relatively normal. Like it was squished in before, but I think I'm kind of good. So I'm gonna give this just a couple minutes, and I'm going to try and place this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off and then put a little more glue on my face, just like I did on this side, to see if I can make that stick a little bit better. So I'm gonna kind of just like speed through this or skip over it, because you get the gist. We've kind of seen me stumble through this now, so I'll be here. Okay, so I am back. My horns are stuck on. This one is finishing drying, so I'm gonna start working on like the bottom portion of my face. I was gonna end with these anyways, just to kind of be safe. They feel relatively secure. I can kind of move my eyebrows around. It's weird if you tap them. It feels really strange because since they're hollow, they do kind of move and almost feel like they're gonna come off, but they're not from what I can tell. So anyways, we're gonna kind of move along now. So we did the horns. I don't know that I've done the 5 to 10 minutes, but we're gonna keep moving with it because I don't wanna wait any longer. For the grease makeup, apply and base evenly with fingers or sponge, add highlights, shading, and details with fingers or applicator, touch up details, and insert fake teeth if desired. And then I can dust it with powder or talc to keep from smearing. Cool. That seems easy enough, so we're gonna do that. I have my little jar of makeup here. I guess we'll start based on the photograph with primarily the red shade. I'm just gonna take the little sponge that's in here and kind of gather some of this. Just kind of do a little, you know, of this notion. I'm not sure like the best course of action because I don't want to tug too hard. All right, then for black, because that's the color we're gonna go in next, it looks like he uses some, or maybe even the brown around the horns. We're definitely gonna use black around the eyes and stuff. So I'm just gonna like take it on one of my fingers. Kind of like dig it in there like this and just kind of, you know, start doing some shading. A little bit of contour in here up into the brow and into the eyes. Most of his eyes are black, so we'll do that ourselves. Let's see here. And it looks like he has some shading, like kind of on his cheekbones. So I mean, why not? A little good contoured devil thing. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. I'm gonna have to get ready to start setting it soon because it is starting to kind of like slip and slide around. I did get this part of my face to kind of blend out a little bit better. For some reason, this side definitely looks 10 times better than this one. I am gonna use some of the brown, I think, around the like horn area. So I'm just gonna dig in with it with this like brush thing again and like kind of grab some gloopiness and put that more around here. I'm trying to be mindful not to like mess this up. I'm just gonna kind of buff it out a little bit. I'm not sure like how much else I can really add to this look because it does feel really gross, and at this point I'm pretty highlighty and I'm gonna need to like set it down pretty soon. I feel like that's where I could add more. I find it odd that they tell you to set it but they don't give you any sort of powder to set it with, as I do think that would have been really beneficial for everything I've got going on here. So that's the only thing I really do wish that they had, was some powder in here of some sort. I'm not really sure if I should set it with like red and black powders or if I should just start with like a light dusting of powder. So maybe I'll try that first. I do have like just some e.l.f. really finely milled setting powder that I'm gonna dump onto a plate because I obviously don't wanna dump it into the container. All right, let's start with that. I'm literally just dumping it onto a plate. And, oh, what brush do I want to ruin? What brush do I want to ruin? I have this one that I don't use a ton, so I think I'm just gonna use this. So I'm gonna start dipping it into this powder, baking off a little bit of excess. I'm gonna start down here. So that is like with a quick layer of powder. I will say it did help with some of like the tackiness and stickiness. Obviously it takes a while to really kind of build it up, but by just patting it on there too, it didn't really disturb most of what I laid down. So I do think that's great. Like none of like lines on my nose or anything really got disturbed, which is good, except for this little buddy right here. But the good thing is like you can still technically kind of work over it if you're super, super careful. So I don't think it looks terrible. I'm going to work with like some powders now on the black just to set it around my eyes a little bit. I know I said I wouldn't use much past what it gave me, but at this point I just want to see like where I can take this from, because I think if you use strictly what it gave you, aside from the powder, because it gave me no powder, this is what should be looking like if I insert it out. So from here, which I don't think is terrible, it's not great, and it feels disgusting, but I think we can take it up a notch. So that is what I'm going to try and do now. I'm going to grab a brush. I'm going to grab some black eyeshadow. And I'm just going to use one that's out of this BH Cosmetics 88 matte palette. It's like a light brown gray, but I'm working on using it up. So I'm gonna start dipping into this bad boy, which is the fluffy brush. Really digging in there. And then I'm just going to, you know, pop her on here. Because I really need to set this with something that actually is the color, so that way it sets down, but it looks pigmented. As you can see, that's already making a huge difference. Weird. All right, so I am gonna take a little bit of that, and we're just gonna kind of help set some of this area. I don't know how well this is going to work. I'm gonna do it around my temple, into my hairline. So I'm gonna go ahead and tightline and do my waterline with some black liner, because I am not going to stick any of this stuff into my eyes, but I definitely want it to be black all the way around. So I, of course, because I am me, I'm going to add some black liquid lipstick. I definitely think it needs it. And then because I am also me, I'm going to pop on these super fun lashes that I got at Walmart as well. These are from the brand Kiss, as you can see, and they're like a Halloween collection. These look super fun and funky, and I definitely just think, like, for my personal taste, I want to see something on the eyes. So I am going to pop on like a quick coat of mascara and those lashes, and then I'll be back to kind of decide if there's anything else we're gonna do. But I mean, for now, I've used everything, so we'll see. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have popped on my fun lashes. I have just crushed up a red eyeshadow from my BH Cosmetics 88 palette, and I'm just gonna take it and just kind of pop this down my neck a little bit to kind of even out the tone that I am working with. And I'm just using the same brush that I used to set my entire face to do this with. And it's just gonna make this look a little bit more cohesive. I'm gonna bring it down on my chest just a little bit. I feel like just for funsies, and because we're here and because I can, I would like to add a little bit of blood, because it's always more fun with blood. So I think I'm just going to use a little bit of scab blood for this, just because, or maybe some blood paste just around the edges. Maybe not scab blood. Maybe I'll just use some like jelly blood paste around this area, because I definitely think, oh yeah, that'll look cooler. Guys, so this is my look all complete. I am decently happy with the way that it came out, in all honesty. Considering what I had to go off of, I don't think that I don't look that different, you know? I'm a little different, but I don't look that different. Obviously, I did use products outside of the pre-made kit, but I do think if you get this kit, you are going to add a minimum have to have either a setting powder or eyeshadows that you will use to set the face paint, because they are grease paints, they are greasy, they will move, they will transfer, and they just feel uncomfortable on the skin, at least in my personal opinion. So at a minimum, if you try and use one of these kits, you are going to need to have something already on deck to use, or you're going to need to pick up a powder of some sort at a minimum. Obviously, all the other elevation techniques that I use could be totally skipped. You do not need to wear lashes at all, especially if you do not like wearing lashes. The lipstick, that's just because I have it. If you wanted to do black lips as well, you could totally use an eyeliner of some sort. It would give you the exact same effect. I do like the black lips because I definitely just think it creates more definition on the face. You could use the black in here that they gave you and set it with a powder, but I do think that would be more uncomfortable, and I don't anticipate that this is made to necessarily be ingested, which is why I would recommend a lipstick over anything, but an eyeliner would be better than that stuff for sure. And then the blood, obviously you do not have to do, but I definitely think it made the horns look more realistic. Again, I use blood paste. I will link this down below for you guys. I get it off of Amazon. It's super affordable, and I definitely think that it made the horns look 10 times better than when it was just them glued to my face. It makes it look way more realistic, which I absolutely love. So as far as the kit itself goes, I definitely don't think it is bad at all. I'm hoping that when I remove these, I'll be able to clean them and reuse them. And if I can, that is going to be absolutely amazing, because these are, honestly, the horns are very, very decent. Okay, for what they are and for how much I paid for them, they are very decent. I am hoping I can reuse them. The teeth, on the other hand, I think are crap. Now, I think it's just because the way they're cut and the way that they're shaped, they don't stay in the mouth good. You either have to like hold your lips against them or bite your teeth down on them, and they're just really uncomfortable in my personal opinion. I actually think it's creepier with my normal natural teeth because they look really extra white, so I think it's creepier this way. This will be fine if you want to pop in a picture or something, or if you have like a child because their mouth is a little bit smaller, it'll grip onto more of their teeth or something maybe, but I don't think this was worth anything. I wouldn't worry about that. But all the other stuff that was provided, the glue worked well. While all this stuff is obviously really cheap, like this did what I needed it to do. The little sponge, this one, the black sponge, this was harsh and terrible. I don't recommend you use this on your skin at all. And I really didn't even need it for anything, so I wouldn't worry about that. But for $5, you guys, I definitely do not think that this is a bad deal. I didn't think it looked bad before I added all the extra stuff to it, but I definitely prefer it with the extra stuff myself. So yeah, definitely let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, you guys. I would love to know what you think, if you would wear any of this stuff yourself, and if you would do anything different. I would love to know if you have any tips or tricks that maybe I didn't think of as I was just kind of doing this off the cusp. Let us know if you would do anything different than what I did here today. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and all the other Halloween content. I would recommend this to you, as I have said with every other thing. I definitely think out of everything that I use, obviously just the gem stickers were the easiest and the quickest. But I mean, hey, I got a look out of every one of them, which I'm really impressed by myself. So that's awesome. So I'm so excited. I really hope that you guys enjoy the video, like I said, and all the other content that I have brought you this Halloween season. So if you did enjoy, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you stick around, and I will see you in my next one. I hope you guys have a happy and safe Halloween. Bye!